Rev up your engines!
Fast Car 329 says, should I buy cheap Walmart spark plugs? Spark plugs from online Walmart AC Delco cost only $2.25 for spark plug. Are they any good? Well, they're AC Delco. They should be perfectly fine. Realize all you care about is the brand. Right? As long as it's real and it's not fake. I've seen people buy stuff and they say it's AC Delco. You know, Delco spelled D-E-L-C-O. Well, I've seen Chinese made ones and they say D-E-L-K-O. They spelled it wrong. You know, they're not real, right? But Walmart buys in volumes. So you're buying from a company that buys in volumes. That's all. Get the same ones. Who cares? Same thing as buying engine oil. Do not waste your money and go to an auto parts store and buy engine oil. Buy a nice 5-quart synthetic oil. It might be $39, $49 at the auto parts store, right? You can generally get the same thing online for 20-something bucks or even less. It's the same company selling you the same oil. Make sure it's the same name on the bottle, right? But they just have markups in stores that they don't have online, and Walmart is so big they can sell things at a cheaper price. And of course, you say you're buying them online, so they don't have to mess around with their store either. They're selling it to you direct, so they don't have the overhead of the store there. No, it's perfectly fine to buy it. John says, should I buy a Pontiac G6? I found a cheap 125,000 miles, not much rust. Is it worth the buy? It's a very simple engine, 3.5 V6, pretty solid made engine. And you say it's cheap, it's not too rusty. Well, take it for a drive. See how it runs. Runs good. What you really want to pay attention to, though, is the automatic transmission. That's the weakest point in a G6. It shifts good? Go ahead. You know, what the heck, 125,000 miles? They can last quite a bit longer than that. You said it doesn't have too much rust. Obviously, you're up north somewhere. And what the heck, if it's cheap enough and it runs, why not, you know? I mean, it's not the greatest car in the world, but they weren't complete total crap. But they do have weak automatic transmissions, so you want to drive at least half an hour. Some of them, they won't act up until they get hot. So drive it at least half an hour on the highway so it gets nice and hot. And if it starts slipping and acting up then, don't buy the stupid thing. Jace Bellato says, my 2012 Dodge Journey keeps locking. The brake pedal gets hard. I can't start the car. Odds are you need a new brake booster. The brake booster is what gives you power brakes, right? And if you find that you hit the brakes and they're rock hard, that means the booster is broken. It's stuck. So it's not pushing, so it's rock hard. You say it won't start then either. Well, here's the thing. If your brake booster has a massive vacuum leak in it too when it brakes, they often get massive vacuum leaks. And guess what? When your car has a massive vacuum leak, it's sucking all that air. Then there's too much air, not enough fuel, and the car won't start. Since you're getting locked up brakes hard as a rock and it won't start, replace the brake booster. If you want to do a little test, here's what you can do. The brake booster has a vacuum line that comes to it, big old rubber hose. Take the rubber hose off, just stick a giant bolt in there so it doesn't suck air anymore. If it starts then you know for sure that's why it's not starting, because that would remove your vacuum leak. If the booster's leaking vacuum, pull the hose off, block it up, starts up, then you know for sure you need a new brake booster. But that's the only thing that really makes logical sense, because then your brakes do get rock hard, and that's about the only thing that's going to make your brakes rock hard, is the booster's broken. Well, it looks like, Rivian, the electric car truck manufacturer, right, sitting in the greedy seat like a lot of manufacturers are, and they're making a big bet with high-priced vehicles. They're like, we're not going to make cheap ones, we're going to make high-priced ones. We got a lot of profit margin on these. They're probably talking to their investors, right? Look, we're going to make a bunch of really expensive cars and sell them all. Well, guess what? Selling really expensive cars isn't all that easy. I've only seen 2 Rivians in my life. Strangely enough, one of them was in Buffalo, New York. You know? These things are expensive. Take the R1S. It starts at $78,000. And their theory is, well, we have a high profit margin on an expensive vehicle. This is a great idea, right? How many of these trucks do they think they're going to sell for $78,000? Like I said, there's a certain amount of people that are interested in electric trucks and they want to electrify. So the first people that want to get them all, they'll go out and buy them and they'll pay ridiculous sums. There's always people that are nuts about it, have an awful lot of money, and they get wrapped up into this stuff. For example, the only people I've met so far that had Ford Lightning electric pickup trucks weren't truck guys. Their other car was, guess what? A Tesla, right? So, we'll have an electric truck. The real truck guys aren't into this crap. And they're not into paying 78 grand up for an unproven electric truck technology. But the company's putting its bet on high expensive stuff because obviously, now these aren't made in the United States, right? Obviously, they cannot compete with the Chinese in making lower priced electric vehicles. So they're sticking to their guns that we're going to make expensive ones and make a lot of profit. Yeah, but you got to sell them. And there's only so many people that are going to buy expensive, unproven technology. That's just the way that it goes. I wouldn't put any money into that company, that's for sure. They're betting all on one thing, expensive electric pickup trucks. We'll see how it happens in the future with the river, you know what's going on. But hey, if I were you, I wouldn't be throwing my money into that stuff because they're putting all their eggs in one basket, and that basket may have holes in it. Well, now the United States government is aiming to turn middle American cities into tech hub centers with a $500 million investment. To begin with, that tiny spit in the bucket is absolutely nothing. The other day, I was reading that they're improving the roads from downtown Houston to the Loop, from the city to the outskirts, right? That's $10 billion they're spending just on a little stretch of road, right? And they're talking about $500 million to make a bunch of American middle cities into tech centers, right? What a load of crap that is, you know? They act like it's something. This peanut money isn't going to do anything. And as usual, you know, they're trying to act high-tech. This is called the, and I quote, Regional Technology and Innovation Hub Program. They know it informally as tech hubs. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, we're a tech hub now in these middle American cities, right? They're hoping the infusion of this funds will create all these new jobs and stuff, right? If you're talking about a bunch of cities, $500 million is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like I said, they're spending billions improving part of a road in Houston. Right? That's one place. Billions. And they're talking about $500 million for a whole bunch of cities, right? We're talking about peanuts here. I can't help but laugh at this crap. It's such a lot of baloney. Listen to what they call it. The process is for eligible groups around the country to apply to be designated as tech hubs. That designation gives them the chance to take advantage of the funds to make the regions attractive places for entrepreneurs and technologists to live and work. Blah, blah, blah. What a line of baloney. Just another government waste of money. I'll give you a perfect example of one from my hometown, Niagara Falls. The state gave millions to this guy, helped rebuild downtown Niagara Falls, which is just falling apart, right? It happened to be on Main Street, which really isn't much Main anymore. He got millions. And like 15 years later, the guy still hadn't done anything. And then eventually, well, he got this apartment building up that has apartments in it. You know, it takes 3 stories, not that many apartments inside it, right? For the millions that he got from the government. That's how all that stuff goes. It's just a waste of our taxpayer dollars, handing it out to get entrepreneurs to come in, you know? What a load of horse manure. Of course, they're doing it now for the next election because they want the middle of the United States to vote for them, so they're trying to say, we're giving you all this money. Vote for us. We'll rebuild your city. Hey, that peanut amount of money isn't going to do diddly squat. Well, everybody's saying the world's gone insane. Well, here's a man who's proved it. A man in Minnesota invented a beer-powered motorcycle. I'm not making this up. The guy's name is Kai Mickelson, and he obviously has a lot of time on his hands because amongst his beer-powered motorcycle, he has also made a rocket-powered toilet and a jet-powered coffee pot. This guy's got time on his hand. He has an imagination. I will give it to him. But now I guess the rocket-powered toilet wasn't enough, so now he's making a beer-powered motorcycle. Maybe the beer and the toilet will mix together. Now what he's using for a gas tank is a 14-gallon keg and a heating coil to heat it up. The coil heats the beer up to 300 degrees. It makes steam, which powers it. So basically, he's created a steam-powered motorcycle using beer. Like he said, you could use anything he wants, but he likes the idea of beer, so he put a keg on it. He makes steam to make his motorcycle go. A motorcycle that runs on beer. Well, then it goes together. All the motorcycle guys are always drinking beer. Thinks that his beer-powered motorcycle will go up to 150 miles an hour. So soon he says he's going to take it to the drag strip and see if it will. So Mr. Mickelson, hey, he's got a lot of time on his hand. I would like to see his jet-powered toilet, though. You know, that's got me interested in that one. Joey8220 says, I got a 2015 Corolla S and it squeals when I'm in dry. I bought it a few months ago. When I slow down and brake, or when I'm taking off. It runs okay. First thing you want to do is the easiest thing on earth. The car's 8 years old. Put a new fan belt on it. V-belt, whatever you want to call it. Put a new belt on it. That'll probably stop it. Now, if it doesn't, unfortunately, a lot of those Corollas have weak automatic tensioners, and as they age, they don't get tight enough. So if you replace the belt and it still squeals, you're going to have to replace the tensioner assembly. Now, they're not all that bad. There's just a few bolts holding them on, and they're a couple $100 or something like that. You can get them aftermarket too if you want to save a little bit of money. And they just bolt on and off. That's a known flaw. But it could just be the belt, because it's 8 years old. Replace the belt. It goes away great. But if it doesn't go away, then you're going to have to replace the tensioner assembly too. And if you're watching any of my videos, I got videos showing you how to do it. It's not rocket science. It's just on-bolting stuff and bolting stuff back on. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.